Hello Aspies! It's your girl Victoria here, and I am doing a very special video. This is going to be the start of a new series on my channel, my Back to School series. And in this series I will be talking about, different back to school things and doing different back to school themed videos, like of course, maybe some outfits for certain days for school, any makeup looks or anything. This video is obviously based on Asperger syndrome, though, if you can't tell by the title or if you haven't looked at the title yet, but that's down below. I call this my back to school tips for people with Asperger syndrome. Now, if you're starting a new school year and it's maybe high school that you're starting, well, these tips can apply to no matter whether you're going back to elementary for a new grade or even if you're going to college maybe. I know I'm going to definitely use these tips when I go away to college, which I plan to do in the future. But if you're starting high school, these are tips that I wish that I had followed when I was in high school. Not that my high school experience wasn't good. It was great, but I had a lot of ups and downs due to my Aspies symptoms. And so I wanted to do a video talking about things that I have learned so that you can use this video as reference if you are just starting in high school now, or if you know somebody with Asperger's syndrome that's starting out brand new and they want to start out fresh and make sure that they have the best experience possible. So, my first tip I have is when you're in class, sit close to the teacher and the chalkboard. When I was in high school, I always sat at the front of the classroom, close to the teacher's desk, so that I could be close to, I just felt safe when I was near the teacher, because that was my little safety zone, and I always sat at the front. I didn't sit at the back. The back is usually where all the morons or the cool people tend to like to hang out. But I like to sit at the front of the class, because if I'm near the teacher, it's like it was like a safe zone for me, and plus I could see the chalkboard a lot easier, and I just found it a lot better and made me feel more focused, I guess, if I could see the chalkboard really well and read it properly and know what I'm writing down. Because there was a time where I had to wear glasses, and if I sat at the back of the classroom without them, that I would probably be squinting a little bit. That is past now. I don't wear glasses anymore. Well, I do just to look nerdy and cute. I have those kind of glasses that don't have special lenses that are specifically for people to see. Anyway, I'm kind of going off topic there, but yeah, sit close to the teacher to have that little safe zone if you'd like, and also so you can see the chalkboard better, and make sure that you're writing down everything you possibly need and what you see on the board. So, next tip would be ask questions after class if you are too embarrassed or shy to ask during class. If you feel confident enough to raise your hand during class to ask a question, go ahead. But I didn't always. Sometimes I would think, oh, what if everybody laughs? What if I don't say it right? And so I would sometimes wait until after class to ask a teacher any questions, and just to make sure I could get to any information that I might have missed, because you know us Aspies sometimes don't always have trouble following. So if you're having any trouble following, you can ask the teacher, hey, could you repeat that please? I'm having a little trouble following, if you're not too shy to ask in front of the class. Or if you do feel shy, just wait till after class and just say, could you retouch on this with me? I don't think I got it. I don't think I understood what you meant, because we don't always understand the way people talk. Sometimes it's almost like someone speaks a certain language that you don't understand, even though you do speak the same language, but sometimes you have a hard time understanding what they mean. And so that's something that you should keep in mind. If you don't understand something, ask them to rephrase it for you. And if you're too shy to do it in front of the class, that's okay. Just wait until after class and they can reboot the information. Make sure you write it down if you need to. If you have trouble remembering, write it down and that'll help you. Okay, next, get a good relationship with your teachers. And when I say that, I mean don't think of your teacher as your friend, because your teachers aren't there to be your friend and hang out with you. They're there to teach you, to help you learn. So, get a good relationship, as in a student-teacher relationship. Get a connection with them, and so that way, if they have this connection with you, then also if they understand your diagnosis. If they understand your diagnosis, then it'll be a lot less stressful on the both of you to get on the same page. And so that way, when you have this relationship with them, they can be reassured that if they that if you need help, that they will be there to help you. And you just got to remember to ask. Sometimes I was too shy to ask, and I regret that. Don't be shy to ask. They're there to help you. They are there for that reason exactly. Don't be shy. If there's anything at all that you don't understand, don't be shy to ask them. And if you get that good student-teacher relationship, then you won't feel so shy to ask if you do need help. So the next tip here, this is another teacher's tip. Greet your teachers whenever you see them. Show them how nice you are, and they will be good to you back. So if you're walking down the hall, you see one of your favorite teachers, just say, "Hello, Miss So-and-so, how are you today?" Or, "Hello, Mr. This and That, nice to see you." And I wish I could have done that more, because it's not that we don't appreciate the work that we do. We're just not really good at showing it, and I wish I could have done that more often. I did once in a while. The teacher would say hi to me, and then I would say hi back, but try saying hi first. That's what I wish I should have done. I should have said hello first, even though I knew the teachers knew me well enough, and they knew I was a nice person. But try doing that. Don't be afraid to say, "Hi, Miss So-and-so. Nice to see you," and they'll really appreciate that. Your teachers will like that. And okay, another tip here is go to a resource room for assistance. When I was having trouble with certain schoolwork, I always had a class called resource, and I went to the resource room to work on my homework, because it was a nice quiet environment where I couldn't be disturbed, and if I needed specific help on something, my resource teacher would help me out. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. There, sorry. Didn't want you to see me scratching my nose. Anyway, about resource. I had a resource period rather than 4 classes, here. I don't know if it's different in the USA, because I know in the USA they have elementary school, then they have junior high, and then they have actual high school. But in Canada it's different here. We have elementary school from kindergarten to grade 8, and then we go to high school from grade 9 till grade 12. So, and I don't know if our class schedules are different in America than here in Canada. We would have, in high school, we had 4 classes that lasted an hour per day, and then we had a 1 hour lunch break in between the 4 classes. But I had 3 classes only, and my 4th period was spent during resource, and that was when I would go to do my homework and get any extra help that I needed that I didn't understand. That's where I would go to, and it worked so much better for me. It was nice and quiet. I could just relax and focus, and my teachers were there to make sure that I was on the spot, doing what I needed to do. If there was any help, anything that I didn't understand at all, they would sit down and work with me one-on-one. One-on-one is a really good thing to have with your teachers if you're having any trouble. It helps me so much, and I plan to do that when I go to college as well, to get more one-on-one help in the disability services. Yeah, I still have my problems too, guys. I'm an Aspie. I'm not this miracle person who has been cured of Asperger syndrome. I still have my days too. Okay, and so that's more of it, the school work and the teacher advice. Now this is more of the social thing in school, school social tips, if that makes sense. Okay, make friends with people who are nice to you. Don't try to impress anyone who you want approval from. That was a mistake that I made. I was focusing so much trying to impress people that I wanted to be friends with so bad that I didn't pay attention to the people who already accepted me and took the time to actually want to be my friend and who were interested in me, and I wish I could have done that more. And I spent time with them, but there were a lot of times where I did try way too hard to impress the cool kids and didn't work out so well. So don't focus your energy on the cool kids, and don't focus your energy thinking, oh, why can't I be like them? Why can't I be accepted by them? I wish I could be their friend. And don't do that. Just do not pay any attention. If they don't approve of you, then they're not really your friends. Be friends and hang out and spend your time hanging out with people who do accept you and who you do want to be your friend. I found that if you spend time just trying to find certain people to be your friends, you will notice some people who actually are trying to be your friend and you're not even trying to be their friend back. Focus on those people, the people who are trying to make an effort to be your friend, and if you spend more time with them, you're going to have a way more memorable time in school, because if you try to focus on the people who don't accept you, you're just going to become a target to being bullied and things like that, and that was a mistake I wish I didn't make. So take it from me, for someone who's been there, done that. Focus on the people who do accept you and take the time to actually want to be your friend, and hang out with those people only and nobody else. If people don't accept you, that's their problem. Don't pay attention. Okay, the next one. I think I kind of said this one already. Stay away from the popular group. Yeah, that kind of refers to what I just said. If you, the popular people, they are not worth your time, because, well, the reason why they are popular, the reason why they are popular is probably not for a very good thing. Well, not necessarily a bad thing. I don't really know how to explain this, so I'll just basically say, don't focus your energy on the popular kids. If they like you for you and accept you, they're going to try to take the time to be your friend. But if they're not, and they're not giving you any energy at all, it's best to just stay away from them. Don't try to sit at the cool table, because if you're sitting at a table with friends who do accept you and love you, then technically you are at the cool table. So don't worry about those people. You're just wasting your time. And I wish I had done that more in high school than I should have. So don't waste your time with those kind of people. Oh, another good thing. Make friends with anyone. Try to see the good in others, and don't stick to one type of person or group. I tried to do a little bit of this. I thought, I didn't like limiting myself to hanging out with just one type of person or group when I was in school. I'd like to try to hang out with every single kind of person. Like, I didn't like being fitted in a certain group, because I think that's what stereotypes try to do. Like, wait, does that even sound right? You're being stereotyped if you hang out in just one certain group. That's what I'm trying to say. If I'm coming out wrong, I'm sorry. But I did this a little bit, and I wish I could have done this a little more. Don't stick to just one certain group or hang out with one specific type of person. I'm a friendly person. I'm accepting to anyone, whether you are a jock, or a girly girl, or a goth, or a musician, or or a nerd or anything. I got along with anyone. People who were nerd or gay or lesbian or transgendered, or anyone who, if you were a jock, if you were a cheerleader. I get along with every kind of person. There is no limit to there's not someone who I will not hang out with. There's no type of person that I will not hang out with, because we're all different, but we're all different for a reason, and even though someone may have different interests in you, they're still nice people, and if they accept you for your differences, even though they may not be interested in you, then they are good people to have around, and if they can appreciate your talent and interests even though they're not into it, then they are a very good friend, and you should pursue that relationship with them. And even if you don't have the same things, and even if you don't like all the same things, try to take a little bit of an interest in what that person likes. This is another Aspie thing. Aspies tend to focus only on themselves and not on the other person. So if you try to take even just a little bit of an interest in something that your friend really likes, if you tend to take an interest or at least appreciate that interest, then they'll really like that, because you're showing them that you appreciate them. And so I wasn't very good at that when I was in high school, but now that I do know, I wish I was better. But like I said, since I'm planning to go to college, I'll be using all these tips to keep in mind for this fresh new start, so I'll become a whole new me, and my college experience should be great. So, okay, I kind of went a bit off topic there for a sec. Yeah, so basically, don't stick to one type of person or group. Be friendly with everyone. If you're friendly with everybody, then and you get along with everybody, then you're gonna do good. You're gonna be fine. And try to be, even if someone isn't nice to you, don't be mean back to them. This is something that I actually tried to do a few times, because if someone said something mean to me, at first I would say mean things back, but then again, if you fight fire with fire, you're just gonna get a bigger fire. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to be nice to this person one day, doing something simple like holding the door open for them. There was this one person who I absolutely didn't like and who made fun of me, and one day I decided, okay, let's be nice. Let's hold the door open for him. And so I did. I held open the door and he walked past, and obviously he didn't respond back nicely, but maybe, just maybe, inside he was probably thinking, wow, that was a nice thing she did. I said some mean things to her, but yet she still did something nice back for me, and that's what I plan to do when I go to school more. If anybody is mean to me, I'm not going to be mean back, because that's just stooping down to their level, and that's not who I am. I'm a good person, and if I don't stoop down to their level, then maybe a good relationship will form between us, but that's up to the other person. You can't force them to be your friend. Just be nice. Don't try to force them into a relationship. Just simply be nice to them. If they walk by and say something mean, just be like, oh, okay, whatever. You have a nice day too. So, okay, next is, tell someone if you need help with anything. This could be, this isn't just for people with Asperger syndrome. This is basically for anyone, but Aspies should definitely remember this. If you're having trouble with anything, like schoolwork or a certain person or a certain teacher or anything, you can go to the counselor's office or the guidance office if you feel comfortable if you feel comfortable with any of those people who work in there. That's basically what they're there for, guidance. If you need help with anything, or if you're being bullied or having trouble in a certain class or anything, go to them and ask them and tell them what's going on. Even if you're just feeling upset about something and you're not having a good day, go and talk to them and just say whatever you have to say, just to let it out, and they will listen, and they will give you advice to make it better, and take their advice. Actually listen to their advice and try to take it. You just never know what the outcome will be. And so, yeah, that's it. Only one last thing, and this is gonna sound cliche and cheesy, but it makes sense. It totally does. Be yourself. And you're probably thinking, yeah, right, Victoria, what's the point in being myself if I'm just going to be made fun of? But like I mentioned before, if you be yourself, the people who love you and for you and accept you will have your back, will be there for you, and the people who don't accept you for being yourself, well, that's too bad for them. If they don't like you for you, then they're not worth your time. And if you focus your attention on the people who do love you and do support you, then they will have your back if anybody happens to be mean to you, and they'll stick up for you. So don't be afraid. There is nothing wrong with you. There will be somebody out there who will accept you and who you can go to and get support from, and they will love you for you. And just focus on them. I know I keep saying this, but it's very important because I made this mistake in high school, and I'm saying this because if you're doing this in school, or if you're just starting school and you're nervous, or by that I mean high school, listen and take this advice because it will be well worth it. I wish I had done it, and I don't like seeing that happen to others. And I don't know you personally, the person watching this video, I may not know you personally, but if you take this advice, I can promise you, you will see good results. I promise. If you take all this advice that I'm giving you, then you should have a very good school year. So yeah, so those are my back to school tips from an Aspie, or for an Aspie, I mean. For an Aspie from an Aspie. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that these tips were helpful to you. If you have any tips or advice yourself, leave them in the comments, and I love reading your comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Maybe if you have a suggestion for a video that you'd like me to talk about a certain topic, then leave them in the comments too, and I'll see what I can do for you. So I'm gonna go now. And again, I hope this was helpful, and until I talk to you guys next time, stay strong, stay beautiful, and rock on. Bye, guys.